Greetings, this is Stasia Bliss, Karmic Release Specialist at Rings of Saturn Mystery School. I'm so happy to be joining the Abundance Flash Mob today. Today I am focusing on the release of karma with money and money karma. So how do I do that? Today I am going to share with you a little bit of the deeper look inside what I do, and it's really exciting. I feel like I've been working up to this place in my reality my whole life, and that is tuning into not only just the subconscious mind, which is such a potent and powerful space to start to navigate into and discover the jewels and treasures and kind of sticky entanglements also that are there, but also I've been starting to decode what many call the Akashic records, but what I'm really referring to more as just the field, because the field is more than just history. It is not necessarily history and future. It is more like the web of the eternal present moment. So in that web, if you can tune in with me, it is that which connects all things that ever have been, will be, and are, all possibilities that exist within them, and therefore all memories, entanglements, stories that have been trapped and held in that web, in that grid, and accessing them through a very simple method. I use muscle testing, and I originally got into this by doing the emotion code training program. So when I learned and studied under Dr. Bradley Nelson with the emotion code, I suddenly had this light turn on in my head. I've been doing subconscious work for some time, many years, a really strong yoga nidra practice of sharing for some time that I learned in India years back that really helped me learn to navigate in the dream and deep sleep states of consciousness where we store so much information. But emotion code really started to streamline stuff for me. There's this chart with 64 emotions, and by muscle testing, I could tune in and ask my own field or anyone else's field by becoming the proxy, what is going on in their field? Is there any trapped emotions that are causing the current condition, whether it be physical, mental, emotional, or whatever? And so by decoding this and realizing, hey, the subconscious mind really wants to talk, and you know what, this is actually goes beyond the subconscious mind, I started to expand my book, if you will. So starting out with one chart only, I created this whole book that I call Fielding Work. So I've got this book. I've created like 40 plus charts that allowed me to start to what I call be the captain of the subconscious mind. And I call it fielding because I really realized that, you know what, I'm tapping into a field, a resonant field, just like that sound that's going on all the time, that's always pulsing with information. And so that information changes based also on our personal intention and also on the work that we do. We can affect past. We can go back and clear things that have occurred. We can find where the blocks are and remove them. And so not only do we have personal fields, but we have collective fields. When we're in a relationship, we have a relationship field. When we're in a business with others, we have a business field. Each nation has a field. The whole world has a field. The cosmos is a greater expression, expanded expression of that field. So by tuning in with muscle testing and asking if I can be a proxy for the field, I feel myself tuning in and to that bigger field and start to ask questions. So part of it is just a development of the questions. And as we got close to this Abundance Flash Mob Day, you know, one of the things I work with people on are what are the blocks to abundance? You know, what are the blocks to abundance? You know, what I've found in my work is that it can be many things. But one thing that's really prominent right now and coming up strong in this particular time that we're in, which I like to call the ascension cycles, is that past life stuff, karmic residue from past life. Now, karma means your actions. So past action, residues, debris, if you will, that hasn't been dealt with, that wasn't dealt with maybe all the way, wasn't totally processed in the time that it was happening in another lifetime, in another dimension, in another parallel reality, however you want to look at it, it's all in the field. And if you are channeling that information through you, because that's your sole purpose, this is another thing I get into in sessions, is are you channeling a soul group? Are you proxying a specific energy that allow, as you work it out in yourself, it changes it for the whole. And I pretty much think across the board for those really working on themselves right now that that is correct and accurate. So in the conversation about abundance, the conversation goes like, okay, what is keeping me from my abundance? Is there particular events or emotions or inherited patterns? Was certain things spoken to me as a child that I stored as a belief that's blocking my access to abundance? And yes, we can find all those things and simply clear them using magnetics over the governing meridian. It's just like a simple clearing with intention. But going even deeper than this, abundance is the natural state of the field because it's everything. It's the oneness. So in the oneness field, there is only abundance. Abundance is, you can think of it as the extensive energy network, the extensive meridians of the planet and the cosmos that just circulates and cycles the energy of all that is, the one life energy, which is abundance. There isn't anything that is not abundant in the oneness that we are all a part of. So how come we sometimes feel like we're not able to access that abundance? And that's really where I like to tune in, because if you're in full alignment with yourself and with the grid, with the field, then you will simply and easily manifest the truth of who you are, which is abundance. So the karmic patterns are kind of like little knots in the grid. There are like blocks to that flow coming into your being and through your being. So going in and finding, where those little nodules are and clearing them out of the way is really what the work that I do is all about. So I just want to give an example of how this works and do a little bit with you here on this live flash mob, so that you get an idea and a taste of what this is like if you were to work with me. And I have some special offers today as well. So I basically just go to the charts that I've got. So I open up, first of all, just to a master chart, and it's giving like a variety of different other charts that might be necessary. And I'm going to ask, so for right now, I'm just going to do it for the whole of you who are watching. And I'm going to tap into that because we've created our own field here of all the participants on this flash mob. So I'm going to ask by muscle testing, and I get a strong or a weak answer. If it's a yes, it's strong, and if it's a weak, it pulls through no. And I've been doing this a long time, pretty confident that I have kind of a finger on the pulse, if you will. And those who've worked with me can testify that amazing things have been brought up by this process. So I'm so grateful to have this tool at my disposal. So I always begin with gratitude, knowing that gratitude, as one of the attitudes of ascension, always elevates and opens and expands the possibilities of what can take place. And also the gratitude is what activates the actual healing, the actual success of the endeavor. So just like in Hindu tradition, a mantra to the deity of Ganesha will help to remove obstacles simply and easily. The attitude of gratitude likewise removes blocks and fears to the process running smoothly. So I'm tuning in with gratitude into the field, asking for permission to access the field of those participating in the Abundance Flash Mob Live. And I have a strong yes. So I'm asking if there's some karmic residue or debris for this group. I'm getting yes. That is maybe blocking the true expression of abundance to flow through. And I have a yes, strong. So I'm going to ask, what is this karmic debris? Is it an emotion? So I'm getting a yes to emotion. I'm going to go to my emotion code chart and ask which emotion is prominent in this field now. Is it in column A and column B, in odd and even number, in row 2 and row 4 and row 6? So shame is coming up as an emotion that's in the field. Feeling, shame is kind of like maybe programmed in as an undeserving. So I'm going to ask, is this coming from in the collective, in the societal consciousness? Is it past life stuff? No. It's built into the societal grid at current? Yes. And do we need to know more about that? No. Is there anything else we need to know before we can clear it? Yes. Is there a discordant energy there? No. Do we need to know where it's being held particularly? No. So I'm going to ask, where else do I need to look for this? On another chart, yes. In A, in B, in C, in odd, in even, in 2, in 4. Okay, so I'm going to the occupational chart, and sometimes it's particularly something on this chart, and sometimes it's just that word. So I'm going to ask, is it just the occupation itself? So those who are joining the flash mob, this has to do with individual occupations, feeling some kind of shame around receiving abundance. I'm getting a strong yes. Okay, do we need to know anything else about the occupations? No. Can we clear for the whole? Yes. How many times do we need to sweep? It's 3 times, it's 4 times. Okay, so 3 times. Now, normally I have a magnet. It also just works with your intention. So I'm going to go ahead and just clear. Governing meridian starts here at the tip of the nose, goes over the top of the head, down the back of the neck, and all the way to the base of the spine. So I'm just clearing with intention the removal of shame patterns in the psyche of everyone attending today. And you can clear with me the 3 times. And I can already feel like a shift in that as I'm tuned into all of you. So let me ask, did that clear? And I'm getting a yes, that did clear. Okay, so is there another block to abundance in this group that we need to clear? Yes. Is it an emotion? No. Is it a past life karmic debris? Yes. Do we have a past life together? Those of us who are coming together on this call, and I'm getting yes. Is there a common location that might need clearing from? And I'm getting yes. So I'm going to look. So this is where I start to look into past life kind of stuff. How do we cross paths here again in this way? So is there something on our locational chart? Yes. In A, in B, in odd, in 1, in 3, in 5. Okay, so I'm coming up with a Hawaii. And I don't know, is everyone? No. There's a large percentage of people who have some Hawaii karma here. Okay. And is there more I need to know about that? Yes. So this is affecting the abundance. Is there abundance coming through that cycle? Is it being blocked through that cycle? Yes. Do we need to know more about Hawaii? Is it a particular island? No. Is it the past life of Hawaii? Is this connected to Lemuria? No. Is it connected to the Hawaiian, just the Hawaiian traditions? Yes. Okay. Is it have something to do with the currency? Yes. Is it because Hawaiian Islands didn't originate having the same currency that we have now? Yes. Okay. So there's a strong Hawaiian influence in this flash mob, which is interesting. I don't know everyone who is here right now, but there is a strong influence. So do I need to know, is there an emotion there? No. Do we need to clear around money and currency? Yes. Can I do it with the magnet? Do I need to do something else? Yes. Okay. Is it in A, in B, in C, in odd, in even? Okay. Is it a sound? Is it a shape? Is it a color? Is it green? Is it red? Is it orange? And do we need to place it over a particular chakra in the field? In the collective field? Okay, so I'm going to ask everybody who's watching with me right now just to tune into your field. Take a deep breath. I want you to imagine with me as the Hawaiian Islands. I'm feeling like the message I'm getting is this is basically a portal for planet Earth to receive the remembrance of abundance consciousness. Now, if anyone's familiar with the Merkava field, the light field around the body, the Earth also has a Merkava field. And so her field, the feminine field, is touching Hawaii, one of the corners of the Merkava. So I'm feeling this is a receptive capacity of the Earth. Is this right? Yes. Okay, so for the Earth to receive abundance consciousness, I'm feeling like, does she need her Merkava to spin? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys to do this with me. I wasn't anticipating it going like this, but I always just come prepared to do whatever the universe is asking for me. So collectively in this group right now, I'm being asked to spin the Merkava of the Earth. And is it the regular Merkava? Is it a God Merkava? Just the regular Merkava. Okay, so we're going to visualize the planet Earth, and there is 2 interlacing pyramids. Okay, so we've got the upper pyramid pointing with the nose up toward the north, and the lower pyramid pointing with the nose down toward the south, and they're interlacing. Now remember, they're a pyramid, so they're going to be, the top one's actually facing forward, so its nose is facing forward, and we're going to spin the top one to the left. On the inhale, we're going to imagine spinning that one to the left, and on the exhale, we'll blow it out. And then we're going to go ahead and spin the lower pyramid to the right. That's the masculine. So we're going to spin them in opposite directions. So with me, I'm going to say, I now command the earth Merkava, the upper pyramid, to spin to the left at the speed of light. So we're inhaling together. And that's the one, okay, the upward pyramid. And then we've got the downward facing pyramid, the masculine to spin to the right at the speed of light. Inhaling, exhaling. Okay, so just feeling, I'm feeling, let's go ahead and just keep it there right now, and just feeling the Merkava of the earth body spinning. And so with that, I'm going to ask you to command with me. I command the portal that is over Hawaii, that is connected to the earth Merkava, to open to receive the abundance of the planet. So with me just being in that command center, this is my dear sister Kalika. This is the Abundance FlashMob.
Oh, hello everybody. So lovely to meet you.
Yeah, so we just spun some Earth Merkava action here for opening up a greater connection with the Earth's awareness of her own abundance. So I'm feeling to share a little bit. This is not at all what I planned, but we're just going on the fly. I'm feeling like sharing a little bit of what I read with you last night, and that is about the Earth herself being the original home of the Divine Mother, that the Divine Mother, the creatrix of all it is, the one life, that she, in creating her beloved, her masculine counterpart, the earth became their home alone for many, timeless times until the separation, the fall, as we like to call it, started to occur, where, we were all incarnations of the mother. But during that beginning time, the story went on. As I was reading in Almeen's The Secrets of Isis book, she was talking about the relationship between Earth Mother and the divine masculine and feminine, and how intimate it was, and how abundant, and how, just what an intimate, beautiful, loving, giving, receiving space that was. And that, so then the question was, why with all the exploitation of the earth right now, what is the issue? Why is, the lack of abundance, this is not being helped, or what is the discord between Divine Mother and the earth? And I can't remember exactly how the question was posed, but it basically came back to the awareness that earth, being so connected to Divine Mother, being so connected to the infinite, and the infinite so connected to her, that knowing even through this process of the quote fall, where it's almost like Mother had amnesia and separated herself out into all of these pieces to express herself, the one life, in these many ways. And the earth also allowed for the exploitation of her resources as a place where, as it says, she literally became the seat of the cradle of civilization. She opened up her womb for all of man and womankind to be born through, and to experience the abundance, not as just the vastness of abundance anymore, but as abundance in so many different forms that we have also played out as the appearance of lack. Right. And that it's kind of comical in a way, and I'm kind of stretching way out there for a minute with you, but follow me along. And that is that as we remember the oneness, as we remember the interconnectedness of all of life, this web, this weaving field that I'm speaking of, as we access that web and remember that we're all interconnected, that abundance does flow freely to and through us, because it is by our very nature who we are, that the only way we can disengage and disconnect from that abundance is literally by forgetting or closing our eye, closing our eye to the gift of, the truth of who we are. So, in remembrance that we are all interconnected, we are opening up the communication lines, the impulses on the grid of the web of the one, so that abundance can be ours again, which it never was not ours, but we just forgot. So, in this clearing today, Hawaii came up as a remembrance portal, is what's coming up. And so for me, Hawaii has always signified the 7 chakras, people have always said to me that Hawaii is an outward expression of those chakras that each planet is, signifying. Have you heard that? Chakras. And so that, when they travel there, people travel there. And when I've traveled there, there's healing that takes place, especially in the particular center of the island that you're on. And so I'm feeling in a way like this is an infusion to the chakra system, not only of the earth, but of each participant here watching right now, that the chakras are being purified, blown out of the karmic debris, because that's literally what happens when we activate ourselves and our potentialities when we wake up. The third eye, waking up, is particularly important because if you are blowing karmic debris out of your chakras and you don't have your third eye open, you think that this issue is happening to you again, or that here it is again, and you identify with the issue, and therefore you keep yourself perpetuating it in a cycle. And that's, again, a new karma. You've created a new action by believing that to be yours, accepting it, and playing it out again. Another karma has been created. So if you want to release the karma around money, or anything else for that matter, around war, around relationship discord, around, not loving yourself fully, whatever it is, whatever the discord is, the karmic debris, the past action that you're carrying along and that you opportunely have in your chakras right now, it's actually a gift that we're carrying them with us, because when they come to surface, the mastery comes in seeing, oh, look, there it is on its way out. I am releasing the karma of this thing right now. Isn't that cool? Look how it looks when I do it. What a joke. Like, what fun. And we get to see how that release plays out in our life as the play that we see before us. And it, like sometimes we get a little panicky around it and we get emotional because it's intense to watch what that karma we've been carrying around in our chakras in our body all this time looks like when it comes out. But with the third eye open, we can maintain detached awareness and just see it as it goes. And of course, anyone who's needing assistance with this work, that is what I do as a karmic release specialist, helping support you in the release of karma from your chakras, from your DNA. Karma is actually stored in your DNA as well. And by knowing that and commanding the release of that, and also by reprogramming your thoughts and your DNA strands themselves, you can release karma, and we can all begin to live in what I like to call a karma-free world. So Rings of Saturn Mystery School, where I'm co-founder, and we are working here to spread the message about, is that our current, and this is going a little beyond the Abundance FlashMob today, but just for a little tidbit into the worlds beyond, is that the current solar system and astrological influences are impressing certain karmic patterns of their own, and we chose to be born under their influence so that we could help work out these certain karmas and these certain soul imprints. But now we've come to a place in our process, in our evolution, our cycle, where we are ready to break the chains of, or the binds of Saturn. Saturn is the karmic, strong